about 6 o'clock in the morning. We're starting the Kalalau Trail, a 12-mile hike to a secluded beach. We're planning to camp there for a few days. Got my adventure hat on. Let's go. About a mile in, your first view of the Nepali coastline. Beautiful. We still got the sunrise in the back. Long way to go though. Just got to Anakapia Beach, first milestone. About 2 miles into the hike. It took about 2.5 miles in from the parking lot. Very beautiful beach. You guys also saw that first stream crossing. I slipped in a little bit, got my foot in the stream, so I had to stop and change a pair of socks. And now we're ready to get back to it. All right, tip number 1. Make sure you plan ahead and get your permits ahead of time. As you see, the sign back there, you can't go any further without a permit. They open up permits 90 days in advance. 60 people are allowed per day. You go to I think it was the Hawaii State Park website. I actually did not have too much trouble getting a permit, so just make sure you plan ahead, get online 90 days in advance. Wake up at 8 o'clock Hawaii time. In Atlanta, I think that was 5 o'clock. Yeah, we only have to refresh the site a couple times to secure the permits. There's a family of mountain goats up here to the left. Looks like there's 4 of them. There's a little baby. Just grazing. Getting a late breakfast. See you later, mountain goats. Miriam's gonna get a little snack. Get a guava. Got it. You gonna eat it right now?
Yeah. Rinse it off.
How do you know when it's ripe?
It's yellow. You see the other ones are green.
Okay.
It's yellow and soft.
All right.
And pink on the inside.
Oh, nice. We're about 4.5 miles in, still holding strong. Just got out to this open area and the view is just amazing. You see, basically just hiked from that ridge line through the trees there. Yeah, I think it's time for our second tip. So I think our second tip is to make sure you prepare for the hike. Not just good planning, but physically as well. planning wise, I joined this Facebook group, the Kalalau Trail Facebook group. It was a huge help. A lot of people that have hiked the trail in the past, you know, talk about what helped them out. You know, the logistics of getting to the trailhead. One thing we did is book elite baggage. They picked up our bags so we don't have to hold them in the car. So yeah, sign up for that Kalalau Trail Facebook group. Huge help. And secondly, prepare physically. You know, we're not through hikers or anything, but we did make sure to go on a handful of day hikes for where we live in Atlanta. Yeah, so far it's not too bad, but I'm glad I did some extra squats or step ups in the gym. In general, it'll make your hike more enjoyable. You know, some people say when you're doing your practice hikes, you know, wear a full heavy bag. We kind of advise against that. You know, just carry your day pack, maybe put some extra, you know, weight in your day pack, but I prefer not to hike our day hikes with a huge bag, because I think you'll lose a little bit of confidence, because it is kind of a shock how heavy this bag is.
Go for it.
But I'm barely noticing it now. The first, you know, 20 minutes seemed a little rough, but I barely noticed it at this point. So yeah, tip number 2, make sure you prepare. You know, plan as much as you can and prepare a little bit physically. You'll enjoy the hike much more. Just got to the halfway point, about 6.5 miles, just past the Honokoa campsite. We didn't stop here, but just relaxing at this stream, gonna fill up the water bottles, relax for maybe 10-15 minutes, and then see how much further we make it. That looks like Crawler's Ledge over there. Infamous Crawler's Ledge. Definitely looks pretty steep, but we'll just go nice and slow. We're at the start of Crawler's Ledge. Let's go nice and slow. we're almost there. We see some beaches in the background. Not sure if that's Kalalau, but it's just absolutely beautiful hike. I guess tip number 3, definitely bring your hiking poles. Definitely could not have done it without the hiking poles. A lot of ups and downs, especially with a heavy pack. My knees would have just hated me without these hiking poles. So get some hiking poles before you go on that Kalalau Trail. Made it to the beach and it's absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to spend a few days here and just relax. The hike was very difficult though. I'm actually filming this the day after we arrived. We got here yesterday. I was just way too exhausted to speak to this camera by the time I got here. The Apple Watch clocked us at about 12 miles from trailhead to the campsite, and it took us about 9 hours. We hit a wall around mile 9 and we started really slowing down. Again, we're just absolutely exhausted towards the end of the hike. The whole way is up and down. There's no easy straight areas, and you feel like you gotta focus the entire time. You may slip or lose your footing. So again, but totally worth it. This place is amazing. A few more tips though before you take on the trail by yourself or on your own. Tip number 4, make sure you pack light. My pack was about 35 pounds. It was a little heavier than I would like it to be. It's doable, but 25 pounds would have been a little bit better. Would have made the hike a little bit more enjoyable. And finally, tip number 5, make sure you eat breakfast, get calories in you, take breaks, keep that energy up, keep the calories in your system, and that way you won't hit that wall like I did at the very end, and you'll make it here safe and sound. So, hope you guys enjoyed the hike. Hope you enjoyed the video.